What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Ange and Erica YouTube channel. It's been a while, guys, but we're back with another awesome episode and another show that we want to talk about, guys. So, Erica, what are we talking about today?
So we watched that. Well, he watched
Pretty much
the show on Netflix called The Ultimatum.
Yeah.
Marry or not,
Or move on, and you wanted me to watch it. That's
it's okay.
thing.
So that's the story. One day I was just like switching on my Netflix profile, and I was like, "Oh, the show The Ultimatum. It sounds interesting." So I asked him, "I'm like, do you want to watch it tonight?" It was like about 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And so we started watching it that night, and honestly, I probably watched like 10 minutes and I couldn't do it. It was, I think the concept of giving, like, it's like basically about couples giving each other an ultimatum because let's say like they're not engaged or married, children, all that stuff.
So it's basically people that are about to get engaged.
Yeah.
They get served an ultimatum.
Yeah, because like it's not happening. But the thing is like the show, I find didn't have the right people. Like it was so how do you say it?
Why wasn't there the right people?
Because they were young, like they were like in their 20s.
Yeah, but that's when you're gonna like, you know.
No, but dating like a year or 2 years. I'm like, okay, like, you know, give it.
Yeah, okay, I get it. It was kind of dumb that they were dating for like 2 years. Like, oh, okay, now you gotta get serious.
I find
it's a bit
like,
too much. But the thing is, though, it's changing a lot now. People are getting married in their, like, you know, late 20s, and by like 26, 27, people are like, okay, are you gonna do this or what? And that's what's happening right now.
Fine, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the concept. I think when I first saw it on Netflix and wanted to watch it, I didn't really think of the concept of it. So I was like, oh, well, it looks fun, but honestly, I didn't like it.
I actually really liked it, and I'll tell you why. Because first of all, ultimatums are real, guys. Everybody gets served an ultimatum every day, every year. It's that's why I try to tell Erica, it's actually real. Now, I know it kind of sucks to see that you're kind of breaking up or taking a break and going and date other people. You know, I get it, but at the end of the day, that's what it takes to realize that you're with the right person. So that's what I'm trying to explain to Erica. She doesn't really get it. She just sees it as cheating and stuff like that.
Of course.
I mean, would I do that? Probably not. It's a bit much. I'm just the type that it's like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's it. You know, like, I'm not gonna give it a break or this, that, whatever. So, anyways, we're gonna talk about the couples, because that's what the show's about. It's about the couples. They come in and they date other people. They have they choose one of the men or women, whatever. They choose who they want to be with. They have like a trial marriage, right? It's like a trial marriage.
Yeah.
How long is it? Like 3 weeks or 3 months?
I'm not sure. You don't.
I can't remember how many weeks it was, but I think it was a couple months that they're together, and then they go back with their original significant other, and they do another trial marriage with the original person, and then at the end they decide who they want to be with, basically. So they either propose or they tell them, no, it's not going to work out. So that's what the show's about. I really like the show, I'll be honest with you. I just found that the characters were actually interesting. I found they were like, I really like these people, you know. Okay. Besides maybe one was a bit too much, but anyways, guys, we're going to talk about the couples on the ultimatum. I have the list over here, guys. So there was 6 couples. The first couple was Zane Ray. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, because like I said, Erica didn't like this show. She barely watched it. Like, while I was watching it, she just watched snippets. Yeah, she really didn't like as soon as she saw the first episode, she didn't want to watch it anymore, because she's like against all that stuff. Anyways, Zane Ray. First of all, I'm not a big fan of Zay, just because he's like a club promoter. He comes home like at 8 o'clock in the morning. But it's the fact that he doesn't even tell her when he's gonna come home, and he's just completely erratic. And he's clearly not ready to settle down. So I'm not a big fan of Zay, okay? And like he's already been big on social media, kind of. He already has a following. He's all into that clout stuff and this, that. So I don't think he's ready, period. Now, Ray actually really likes him. I mean, like, she actually talked about the sex life, and that's one of the reasons why she likes to be with him, because she has a very, very high sex drive, and they do it very often and everything, and it's good. But at the end of the day, is that what the relationship's about? Is it what it's all about? So no, and but it's funny that she revealed after that she was bisexual at the end, which is actually pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
I do think that she did it a bit for like attention and maybe a bit for like clout, kind of like just to say that, oh yeah, look, I'm a bisexual. Like,
yeah.
But anyways, I found it kind of weird that at the end she said that she's not with Jake, even though Jake chose her, and basically she's exploring her sexuality with another woman. She's dating a woman and she's having a great time, which is great and everything. But I would have, if I were Ray, I would have kind of like, I would have kept it going with Jake. I would see what could come out of it.
Yeah, of course.
But clearly, these people, okay, and we're seeing it more and more now on reality TV. They're clout chasers. Like they just care about the boost on the social media, right? And then they just have fun and they have parties and they say that they're reality star parties and anyways, and they go and hook up with the Bachelor people and this and that. It's like a whole community. You understand? So it kind of defeats the purpose of the show. So that's what I get what Erica's saying. Now we're gonna talk about the other couples because they have a lot to do with like each other, right? They're all interconnected. So like I said, for that couple, I didn't think they would be together anyway. So I'm not surprised. However, off camera, you never know. Like Ray could go back with Zay, right, guys? We really don't know. By the way, if you haven't watched the Ultimatum, go check it out. It's on Netflix, guys. If you're thinking about watching it. By the way, spoiler alert, but Madeline Kobe is the next couple I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, I think
it's funny. Kobe, it's funny because this is the couple that really surprised me, because I really didn't think Madeline was gonna keep Kobe. Like she was really upset at him. Her friends were upset at him. They made it what they showed on TV showed that they weren't gonna be together. But there's something we didn't know about off camera. That's for sure. Because at the end, he decided to propose to her and she even got pregnant and everything. I'm really surprised. Because Madeline talked a lot about Russell. But I think ultimately she realized that he's not for her. You know what I mean? And she's like, Madeline was like when she saw that Alexis engaged somebody else, she's like, oh, you better be ready for me, Kobe. Like, you know, that better be me. Like you can tell she's just madly in love with Kobe, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm really surprised about that. Like it looked like they weren't gonna get along. It was kind of a bit toxic. But at the end of the day, they remind me a lot of Love Is Blind season 1 with Barnett and Amber. Oh. And I think they're gonna be together a long time. You could just tell that they're in parent mode. Like they're very like, you know, like goal oriented and like they look to be loyal to each other. And you can tell that the party that they're actually having a party with all the influencers, like the reality TV stars, and they're not going to be at that party. So it shows that they're not part of that clique, right? Of like, okay, let's just get as many followers as possible, whatever. So anyways, I thought that was pretty cool that they, but I didn't expect it that they were going to get married. I really didn't expect it. Next is Lauren and Nathan, and they are probably my least favorite couple. Now, well, basically Nathan is the one that kind of like went and proposed to Lauren before somebody else could take her. You understand?
Oh God, yeah.
So anyways, the proposal was complete sham. The fact that Nate and Lauren, okay, they're not on the same page with kids is a big red flag. Okay. He doesn't see it that way. She doesn't see it that way. I see it that way. Who knows what's gonna happen? Something tells me they're either just gonna settle for each other, or it's not gonna end well. That's just the way I see it. You know what I mean? And I find Lauren gave this like, I don't know, like kind of like introverted vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Which was a bit weird. I found, like, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, so that's what I think about them. The next couple, guys, I want to talk about, let me just check which couple it is. It is Shawna and Randall. This is another couple that kind of surprised me, because the thing is, I saw that Shawna was having, I guess, good chemistry with Zay. Like, they were getting along.
Yeah, I remember that.
You can tell that they could probably be a couple, even though I have this reserved thought about Zay that is just a player. You know, I thought that it might be able to happen because Randall seemed to be really well with Madeline. So that one really caught me off guard. At the end, he did propose to her. And most of these couples ended up proposing. There's very little. I think there was only, one that didn't end up together?
I'm not sure.
I think so. It was, let me see. Well, Jake and April weren't together. Alexis and Hunter, they got married. So Zane Ray, they didn't end up together, but they didn't. Technically, they're not with other people. So, you know what I mean? Madeline and Kobe got married. Lauren and Nathan got married. There you go. So, So that's what I think about Randall and Shanique. Like, I really thought Randall was like, well, obviously he liked Madeline, but I guess it wasn't mutual at the same time. Like, they both realized, nah, you know what? I might as well just stay with my original person. Like, I guess they played the game of comparison. And Randall said, you know what? Like, let me just, because he knew that Kobe, like, he didn't want to get caught in a love triangle with Kobe, right? So.
Right.
Okay, the next couple, guys, Alexis and Hunter. This couple we know the least about. Because Hunter basically just said, I want to marry you, Alexis, and then it just ended there.
I saw the proposal.
Now, Alexis, nice. Like, I'm not a big fan of her. Really not a big fan of her. Like, you can tell she's one of the fakest, like looks-wise, like, very fake, which I kind of didn't like. She blurts out things. I don't know, she's like a bit rude, whatever. I'm really not a fan, but I like Hunter though. Hunter was he's a very low key guy. Mm-hmm. You can tell like he's an honest guy, and I'm happy that I'm happy for Alexis that
of course.
settled down with Hunter. That was good, but I did think it gave me the impression that Hunter was gonna end up with April, but then it was just like a TV thing, It didn't really happen. The last couple guys, Jake and April, and I think honestly. I think the most important, I would say the most popular couple was Jake and April. Because I find after the show, there's a lot of buzz around April, and there's also a lot, for the women, there's a lot of buzz over Jake. Right? Like, even if April says that she has a boyfriend now, and it's committed, you know how many guys are probably DMing her?
Probably.
It's just because she's a very popular character on the show. She talked a lot, she really, like, poured out her heart, and, like, a lot of people see that. She kind of reminds me of Deep T in Love is Blind, like the way she blew up after she was having
I remember that. That was
like
good. People
just like April the way she's like real and everything. And they even said she's the only one on Instagram that didn't limit comments. All the other people limited comments on that post, so they got hate.
Wow.
And April just laughed, or that's what I was telling you today. Like, you should just embrace the jokes and everything and say that, that's really funny that you came up with that instead of taking it personally. I always learned to do that. Now, Jake and April, at the beginning. Apparently, Jake said that he bought her a car. Like, you could tell that this guy, like, she wore the pants. She did everything he does. But the question was, guys, okay? We all know April loves Jake. But the question is Jake willing to go through with this? That is the big question of the show, right? Because April, even the mom of Jake said, you better be careful because April really loves you. Like, think about it good because April, and I believe that. But the question is he happy in that relationship? And I think ultimately he wasn't happy and he just didn't want to admit it. It kind of sucks that he's single now because Ray didn't go through with the whole traveling together thing, But at the end of the day, the point of that was that Jake, he now sees that he's not there yet. And he has to really like keep searching and look for what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
And
which is
I'm
good.
sure he could get it because he's probably one of the most sought after men on the show. Besides maybe Kobe, but Kobe's taken. You know what I mean? But single, I would say Jake is probably the just because he's like they find him adorable, the women. You know what I mean? Just he's also mixed race and everything, which is kind of like appealing to a lot of people. So light skin, whatever. So, anyways. That was our review of The Ultimatum. Erica didn't have a lot to say because she didn't like the show. But guys, I highly suggest to watch it if you didn't watch it. Yes, I am a bit surprised that a lot of them got married. I thought some of them were going to break up based on what they were showing you. Yeah. But I think that's the whole point of the producers, Vanessa Lachey and Nick Lachey, on keeping us in the loop. So, anyways, guys, that was our review of The Ultimatum. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, guys, we have a review of Love is Blind. If you missed season 2, we do have a review. Go check that out. And we also have a review of the Sebastian Maniscalco show here in Montreal. Go check that out, too, in our playlist. Guys, me and Erica are signing out. Good night. Take care. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.